I've been watching Dexter content for almost 20 years now, and I've been doing that with one major question in mind. What would happen when the people Dexter spent most of his time around found out who he really was? That's the hook of this show, after all. The thing that makes you come back week after week, year after year. Now, Sergeant Dose was the first person at Miami Metro who was onto Dexter's shit, and he stalked and harassed Dexter until it finally cost him his job as a police officer. And at the end of season 2 of the original show, Dokes finally figured out that Dexter was the Bay Harbor Butcher, and a confrontation ensued that resulted in Dokes' capture and later his death at the hands of Lina Turner before he could turn Dexter in. In season 5, after Rita's murder, Quinn began to suspect that Dexter may have had something to do with it, citing that the kill didn't fit the Trinity killer's typical pattern. He enlisted Stan Liddy, a suspended cop at the department, to look into Dexter so as to keep the investigation a secret from Deb, whom he was dating at the time. But at the end of the season, Dexter killed Liddy, and Quinn became a suspect for his murder. But Dexter fudged some blood work, exonerating Quinn, and that seemed to repair their fractured relationship. Then, the big one, when Deb, who was lieutenant at the time, catches Dexter in the act of killing Travis Marshall at the end of season 6, and she later figures out that not only is her brother a serial killer, but that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, someone their department has been chasing at this point for most of the show. She initially spins out, but ultimately she decides to protect him. In fact, she goes to such lengths to protect Dexter that she kills Captain LaGuerta at the end of season 7 to keep her from turning both of them in. But for some reason in the original show, Batista never saw Dexter as a killer. That all changed in Dexter New Blood when Angela Bishop, chief of the Iron Lake Sheriff's Department, and Dexter's girlfriend contacted Batista in Miami and told him that she thought that Dexter was the Bay Harbor Butcher. Batista was shocked because you may remember that Dexter faked his death at the end of the original show, sending Harrison to Argentina with Hannah, and he left Miami. Batista told Angela that he would come to New York to confront Dexter, who she had locked up in the Sheriff's Department for the murder of Matt Caldwell. But Dexter killed Logan before we could get that confrontation, a narrative mistake that I thought was a huge missed opportunity. But when Dexter Resurrection was announced and that David Zayas would be returning, I thought we might get that confrontation after all, and we did, in the very first episode, at the Res Clinic after Dexter woke from his coma. But if you've been subscribed to my channel here, then you know that I thought that confrontation was much too passive. Not at all what Batista would say to Dexter given all that he knows by that point. And right after that heartfelt reunion, Dexter fled to New York to find Harrison. But Batista follows him, and after sharply questioning Harrison about the murder of Ryan Foster and trying to work with Detectives Wallace and Oliva of the New York City Police Department, he finally tracks Dexter down at his place of residence, and as Dexter gives him a ride home, we finally get the confrontation we've been waiting for since the end of New Blood. Now, this scene was everything I could have hoped for, especially given the circumstances, and it's a scene we should have gotten 3.5 years ago. And though I still maintain that I don't trust the writers of this show because the writers of Dexter shows have been fucking up Dexter shows for years now, from a narrative perspective, I guess it's better late than never.